Hey, what's up, Ninzard? Alright, so we are updating to Foundry version 13. Yeah, so um, for over a week, I haven't had the full functionality of Foundry's UI, so it kind of seemed like now was the time. We needed to kind of get in there and get up to date. Get up to date, I guess. So right now we're doing our update. There we go. You can already see it looks pretty fab. That's great. Overall, I like the interface quite a bit. I think it looks pretty good. Sadly, when you move over, you lose all your mods. So we got to go get our mods turned back on. Not all the mods are gonna, yeah, right. Not all the mods are gonna play nice. I figure this is a good one to use as a guinea pig because technically this game doesn't start for another like 3 weeks. So if we break this too hard, I mean, we haven't done that much, and we did export a backup. All right, I have some settings. I always forget to do this. You're supposed to go and use Forian's copy environment or whatever. You're supposed to like save all your stuff out. I forgot it to do that part, but I know that I have some settings from earlier. Here we go. Foundry settings, export, Kingmaker. That seems good. Yeah, that's the most recent export I have. So we'll go with that. Alright. Man, I don't know. Do everything except calendar, I guess. You gotta find simple calendar. Turn it off. Eyeballs. Squinting. Control F. Calendar. There we go. So we'll turn calendar off. We'll also turn off any of the Kingmaker shit. There we go. And that should work. That should work. We'll have to probably turn off Monk's little details. Maybe. Yeah. Monk's player settings. Yeah. Okay, that should be good. All right, let's see what happens. I'm gonna be honest. I'm thinking about no longer using Bestiary because it's just a lot of work. It's just a lot of work. I don't know. I feel like I'm not using the same monsters over and over again enough to really make it worth doing. And it's a lot of work on my end to do. So I think I might just drop it. Damn. I mean, Bestiary Tracker, it definitely seems cool. And if this was my only campaign, or if it was like Red-Handed Doom, where you're fighting the same units over and over again, or if it was an Eldamon game, where you want to have like a Pokedex, that'd be cool. But like, I don't know. I don't really want to track it for everything else. Because you gotta feed like fake information into it if they do bad on their checks, and I don't know. It's just a lot. It's a lot of work. On top of everything else that you gotta do to run these games, I'm just not here for it. So probably gonna turn that off. I feel like no one will actually ask about it if I turn it off, which is what I'm hoping. So I'm hoping Kingmaker group might ask about it, but I don't think my other two groups are gonna ask about it. And better to just not have it for this game. So So it's trying to turn on a lot of stuff right now, and some of the stuff that it's trying to turn on, I know for a fact, doesn't work. So what? Oh, I think I'm gonna stop using the bestiary tracker, dude. It's just too much. It's just too much it's too much work, like on top of everything else that I've got to do for all these games. If I was only running like one game, maybe, but like I can't stay up to date with like the bestiary on top of like everything else that's going on. It's just too much. So I think I'm just gonna leave it off when we switch over. I am curious if this is gonna survive turning on all these mods when a lot of the mods are not ready for 13, or if I'm just gonna sit here in perpetuity. Just yeah, it'd be pretty interesting. I guess while I'm hoping and praying that I didn't kill the world just now, we're gonna go grab the Sandpoint stuff. Alright, let's see. Go in here. And Sandpoint. Sandpoint with a question mark. Why does it have a question mark? On May 11th. Kind of weird. Alright. So we'll have that cooking in the background. I did the Foundry 13 update last week. Congrats. I'm really proud of you. What was your takeaway from it? Let's see. Alright. Kaijitsu family. So last time we were prepping, the Kaijitsu family was coming up like left and right. And I was like, what the fuck is going on with this Kaijitsu family? And so here's a summary of the Kaijitsu family in burnt offerings. They are completely just removed from the whole game in 7 Dooms of Sandpoint. So I don't know why they made such a big deal about connecting the two adventures when one of the major plot lines just gets forgotten. You might need to force install from modules because not a lot of devs are up to date on flagging it as compatible, even if they did the update. Oof. Yeah, so I was able to get in without telling it to turn all my mods on, but like now that I've turned all the mods on, you could see that it's sort of like, I don't know what to do. And I don't know if that's, I don't know what to do. There's a lot of things I'm trying to turn on all at once, or if it's, I don't know what to do. A lot of the things you want me to turn on don't work, which is, I think, what is actually happening. Oh, well. All right. The Kaijutsu family full overview. Origins and legacy. The Kaijutsus are one of 4 noble families that founded Sandpoint, originally exiles from, I can never pronounce this right. Shanzai. Hold on. Let's see. How pronounce Tian Sha. Okay. Man, I've gotta. I don't know why I can't get that to stick in my brain. Specifically the Minkai area. The family journeyed over the crown of the world. Sounds like some One Piece shit right there. To settle in Varesia. Their artistry and glassmaking helped earn them a respected place in Magnamar. Sounds like a Pokemon. And later a leading role in the Sandpoint Mercantile League. Alright, they constructed the Sandpoint Glass Works, which is a dungeon in this adventure. The town's most successful and renowned industry, using techniques from Minkai to produce luxury wares exported as far as Corvosa and beyond. Burnt offerings. Well, that's good. I wouldn't ever consider burnt offerings to be a place, but I get what you mean. The region detailed in the adventure. Longjiku Kaijitsu is a lawful neutral male human aristocrat expert. He's a patriarch of the Kaijitsu family. He's a wealthy, prideful, short-tempered, emotionally distant man. Longjiku inherited the glassworks and led it to commercial success, but was notoriously unsuccessful as a father. A man with a violent temper, he never forgave his wife for her affair, especially after she bore a half-elven son, Suto. Longjiku's relationship with both of his children was deeply strained. His final fate came at the hands of that same son, who ambushed and murdered him during the events of Burnt Offerings. Okay, agreed. It's also heavily applied that Longjiku murdered his wife, Atsui, during a magical outburst of wrath linked to the rune well beneath Sandpoint. Oh, baby. That is scandalous. Yeah. Bro. Cadenex, I am not... It's always a pleasure to see you, Crash Shows. Hope you're doing phenomenal this fine night. Yeah, I am doing great. Thank you for asking. Cadenex, I'm not gonna mount a full-on police investigation to get my shit working in Foundry 13. Like, that ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna give it until I'm done reading this document, and then I'm just gonna bully it into working. Alright. Let's see. Emiko Kaijitsu. Emiko? I think that's how you pronounce it. How to pronounce Emiko? Emiko. Yikes. You can listen to how to pronounce Emiko in English. There's 3 different ways to pronounce it. You can also pronounce it in French. I don't want it in French. I want it in Japanese. The name is from Japan. It means gift of God. Wow. Alright. Emiko. No. Emiko. Emiko. Alright. So, we'll put a little... Alright. She's a former adventurer, probably a bard rogue. She's the owner of the Rusty Dragon Inn. She's independent, charismatic, skilled cook and entrepreneur. Is the emotional heart of the Kaijitsu family, beloved by the townsfolk. She ran away from home after a violent fight with Tutsuto and spent a year as an adventurer before returning for her mother's funeral. She later opened the Rusty Dragon Inn, which became one of Sandpoint's most popular venues. Despite her family trauma, she repeatedly tried to reconnect with Suto, the one sibling she still loved, until his betrayal nearly cost her her life. Alright. Suto. Now, I've heard that Suto is a TPK machine in the original PF1 adventure, and I am very curious if we can recreate. No. Anyways. Suto Kaijitsu is a half-elf rogue alchemist style antagonist. I actually heard he was a monk, but go off. Villain and traitor, Amiko's half-brother, bitter, vengeful, charming, radicalized. Suto was the child of Atsui Kaijitsu and an unknown elf. His very existence was a scandal, raised apart from his family in the Turandarok Academy. He grew up resenting his father and the town. His only real attachment was Emiko. Let's see, Emiko, who tried to remain close. Ultimately, Suto joined forces with Nulia, Tobin, and the Thistletop Goblins, planning to burn Sandpoint as an offering to Lamashtu. Okay. He blackmailed Longjiku, arranged the Goblin raid, murdered his father, and tried to recruit Emiko. who rejected him, resulting in her capture. In her capture? Okay. Alright. Let's see. And then Mama. She died. Probably killed by her husband. Atsuyu's affair and the birth of Suto fractured the Kaijitsu family. She never revealed the name of Suto's true father. After years of a broken marriage, she was ultimately killed, allegedly thrown from the manor's cliff by Longjiku in a wrath-fueled episode linked to magical corruption from the rune well, or domestic abuse, let's be honest. You could blame it on the rune well, I guess, but gas leak? I was going crazy. There was a gas leak in the house. It was definitely the magic well in my basement. The Kaijitsus are central to the module's emotional and narrative arc. The PCs becomes involved with Emikyo, and she goes missing, and unraveling this leads to the discovery of Longjiku's reluctant role in the Goblin Raid, Suto's secret alliance with Mulia and the Thistletop Goblins, the deeper evil brewing beneath Sandpoint. Their family conflict mirrors the larger themes of betrayal, legacy, and corruption that permeate Rise of the Rune Lords. No evidence currently suggests that the Kaijitsu family plays an active role in Seven Dooms for Sandpoint. A thorough search of the material returned no direct mention or involvement. However, Seven Dooms is deeply rooted in the lore of Sandpoint, and a GM could easily draw on the Kaijitsu legacy, especially Amikyo, whose status as a town favorite could allow her to reappear as a mature leader, political figure, or even a tragic echo. But as we all know, she went on to become a big damn hero, join the Pathfinder Society, and then become the Empress of Tiansha. So like, I don't know. I don't know if she's really going to make a reappearance in Seven Dooms for Sandpoint or what. I do think it's kind of funny because, like, if things go really like smooth, like they save her life and they're like, I love you, and then she leaves them, it becomes an adventure, and then she sends him a postcard from Tiansha, and she's like, yeah, I'm the Empress now. Won't be coming back. Damn, that's rough. Let's see. Let me know if you'd like a version of the Kaijitsus updated for Seven Dooms. I mean, only one of them's canonically supposed to live, and according to the lore, she becomes an Empress in Tiansha. So I don't think we need to reconnect them. All right. So it's pretty obvious that we ain't getting in. So we could do a couple of things. We could try again, do a refresh, see if that'll kick us in. If that doesn't work, we'll have to go to safe mode, disable all the mods, go in, and then turn all the mods on one at a time. One at a time. Can't wait. Can't wait. Wait. Oh, hey, look at that. Oh, okay. Let's grab a screenshot of all these things it is mad about. All right. Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot of things. Elevation ruler, Bailey wiki, nuts and bolts. What else you got? What else you mad about? Advanced drawing tools, force client settings, force client controls. Okay. Great. I think I had a document shared with me. Yeah. There we go. That has some shit I'm supposed to look out for. I'm gonna go ahead and paste this screenshot in there. Okay. How wonderful. Alright, so we're gonna turn all this off. Mark that as seen. Go here. Sync my data. Yeah, do it. Yeah, okay. Do that. And then do this. Will it let us back in? We'll have to find out. Let's see what happens. Could happen. Maybe. Is this the best book to start for a new PF2E player? Player Core 2. No. Alright. Duraco UX is not supported! Ah! You have to go get PF2E Effects Halo? Damn. Alright. Wow. Alright. Let me add that to the list. PF2E Effects Halo. Damn. Duraco was just like, nah, dog, I'm out. Alright. Let's see. Manage modules. So they don't like advanced drawing tools. It looks like alternate cover they're not super happy about. Ambient doors, it's always mad about ambient doors. Let's see. Let me go down the list of things that we know for sure it doesn't like. Duraco, my baby. Wait, the UX is not good. The following dependencies become unused. Yeah, damn. Okay, force client. I mean, I couldn't use half of my Foundry stuff on 12, so I had to update, but man, feels bad. Nuts and bolts is not ready. I pay a lot of money for nuts and bolts. That's kind of some bullshit. Alright. Why can't I toggle it off? Let's see. Bailiwiki, Maps Premium, Maps Town. Cannot be due to some shit. Alright, get rid of this. Oh my god. The following dependencies would become unused and can be disabled. Yikes. I don't want to turn all that shit off. Alright. Like, you ain't that important. Oh my god. Maybe I was better off just turning it all on one by one. Throwing everything in there at once. It's kind of a clusterfuck here. Let's see. Dragon's Core. Battle Zoo Bestiary. Ancestries. Dragons. Dungeons. I don't really think you need a dungeon ancestry. You probably don't need Indigo Isle. I don't want to be mean, but I don't really think there's too much good stuff in there. Let's see. DF enchantments, enhancements, pins. Allegedly, Defred's convenient effects does work with Pathfinder now. I am deeply curious about that. Let's see. We turn off force line controls. I want my health estimate back. Damn. It's just fucking terrible here. Alright. It's just all broken. Ownership viewer. Party overview. Don't need, that's a 5e thing. Okay. It's not even accepting the changes that I'm making here. It's like just hanging there. That sucks. Okay. Gonna go back to Forge. Yeah, Dom, I'm switching to 13 because my ship is all broken. It was all broken. I couldn't, like... It was bad, man. Like... Let's see. I don't want to be on 13, but I couldn't use 12 anymore. Alright, let's see. Status Halo. Effects Halo. Halo. Alright. PF2E affects Halo. Turn it on. Okay. Let's go back. Alright. We're going to have to launch in safe configuration mode. Curses. I guess we could just turn on like the bare minimum to get work done. And we'll just keep an eye out for mods coming back online. That might be how we have to do it. Alright. Is it working? Safe configuration enabled. Alright. Launch the game. It should launch really fast since it's in safe mode. Just get in and everything's just turned inside out and on fire, just like the screenshot. Without giving away too many spoilers, there's a vampire I know who I think would have really liked to have the Sandpoint Devil as their mount, instead of the mount that they got. It was actually pretty funny. The mount I am referring to was killed by friendly fire in a game that I recently ended. I felt so bad for her. She tried her best. Alright, I can't tell if we're in or not. That's a terrible thing to say. Let's see. Generate a fresh thumbnail. Alright, activate. Alright, so we're in and shit's working. That's cool. That's because we turned everything off. So we're going to go to manage modules. We're going to turn on... we're going to turn on the things that we need to function. So obviously we're going to want to turn on Sandpoint. Yeah, dice so nice. Does it have custom dice? That's kind of cool. Alright, let's turn on all the dice. Dice stats. Dice tray. But not you. Animated dice by Ripper. Get out of here. Handy Fawn's Dice Addiction. Lordu's custom dice. Alright. And then, let's see. What other shit could we turn on? That's not going to be a huge mess. What are our absolute favorites? I don't like my mouse wheel getting out of control, so I'm going to go grab that. Module management says it has not been verified since 11. Oh, baby. That's not good. Let's see. Who else is like a must-have? I like taskbar. I want my taskbar back. Okay. What else? This is really making me think about like who are my favorites? Who are my favorite guys? I like the scene navigation from monks. We'll see if that works. All right, let's try to deal with these. I'd recommend starting with Ripper's module hub. Are you a shill? Are you a shill for Ripper? Why would you recommend that? It just advertises that he has mods. All right. Wow, I had no idea. It's because Ripper never wears a shirt. That's probably why. I see you. I know what you are. Alright. Let's clear chat. Let's go back in here. Manage modules. Alright, so I'm gonna need some things to experiment on. Alright, get Shayless out here. She traveled 2,000 feet. That's incredible. Unless I'm gonna have a regional map, I probably don't need things set to miles on this scene. That's just an inherited setting. So let me go in here. Config and grid and grid scale. We'll go back to 5 feet. There we go. Oh no! What? Oh, because the lights are all out of control now. Okay. I was like, what the hell? Oh wait, mass edit, the most important mod of all mods. Yes. Turn that back on. What? I thought Ripper's thing was just for Ripper mods. I mean, I'll turn it on. I'll turn it on. I didn't think he reported on other people's mods. But that could be pretty helpful if it does. Oh my god, it's still so bright. You're thinking of something else? Man, listen, if you've got a mod that tells you when all the other mods are like finally up to date, I would love to hear about it. Alright, let me grab these. We're gonna reduce the the distance on these lights just a tad. They're at 36,000 feet. I'm thinking maybe 60 feet? There we go. Ooh. Now it's night. It's like kind of dim. You know what I'm saying? It's a little dim. Let's add a outdoor light, because there we go. There's not there's no walls. Oh, that's weird. Whatever. Looks cool. Alright, so let's see. Manage modules. Who should we try to turn on next? I like always HP. That was fun. Advanced macros. It's green. Oh, we're gonna turn on Ripper for Cade next. Let's see. Ripper's module hub. Alright, tile scroll. That's a good one. Token Z. Spatter, Spotlight, Omni Search, Macro Wheel, Light Switch is a good one. Got to get my levels on. There we go. Better roofs, automated animations. We got to get that JB2A. All right. PF2 animation macros says it's not supported. That's exciting. What else? Oh, we gotta turn on our tokens. Let's see. Fast flip. Gotta have fast flip. What else? Token action HUD. Yeah, sure. Token color marker. Token magic effects. Automated wounds. Show art. Turn these bad boys on. Community monster core token pack map. Bleh. Token pack mapping. I don't think we need that one. All right, let's try these. See if it breaks everything. What's a damn shame though is like I don't want to have to redo my fucking settings. So hopefully the settings are still in there somewhere deep down inside, because it would be a real fucking shame to have to redo my settings. But Probably. Show art is unmaintained and might hurt stability. It also isn't working. Okay. So we're gonna assume that show art does not work. So we'll turn that one off. All right. I also did not see Ripper's thing popping up to tell us like what's up, homie. So I'm a little sad about that. Break time, I guess, is still good. Cleaner sheet title bar. Chat. Let's see. Critical message. Yeah, let's get that back on there. Chat enhancements. Sure. What's the worst that could happen? All right. Chat pins. Easy regions. Yeah, baby. Let's see. Feats plus. Love it. Follow me. Follow me's got a big old orange tag on it. That's probably not good. All right. We know that they mad about force client settings, so we'll leave that off. Easy polls? Yeah, sure. FX master, global progress clocks, love it. Health estimate, sure. All right. Image hover. All right, maybe that's the one I'm thinking of. Image hover. I think show image is the one where you can shift. You can shift Z, control Z, shift Z. So that's kind of a shame if that doesn't work. I want all my Jam and Jack stuff back in here. All right. Journal page pop out. Less fog. It's always nice. Momo's token changer. Monk's combat details. It's got green. That seems good. Let's see. Moulinet. I would like Moulinet to work. That was another thing that wasn't working anymore. Compatibility risk. Last verified for version 12. Okay. Ownership viewer is good. Let's see. I'm not gonna have bestiary anymore. Companion compendia. Alright. Damage estimate. See, Duraco UI says it's good. It's Duraco UX that says it's bad. So we're going to try that. Effects Halo. We can turn these guys back on. I'm going to leave PF2E HUD off for now. Let's see. Portal. Macros, Mercer Marketplace, modifiers matter, Monster Maker, Relics is an orange tag on it now. That's a shame. Let's see, go through here. Where are we at for time? Oh, Dom had to go run his game. Shit, my bad. It seems it was Module Management Plus. Okay, I'll turn Module Management Plus back on. All right, let's go ahead and do another reload. See what we get. I mean, we had to go to 13 eventually. I'd rather go to 13 before I start any new games. So, yeah. And then we're getting close to the end of book 1 of 3 for Stolen Fate, which is good. We're getting kind of close to the end of book 1 for book 1 of 6 on Skyhaven. I don't know where we are on Kingmaker, honestly. We're getting close to level 3 out of 20, I guess. Module Management Plus, error detected in module. I don't think that's the one you were thinking of, dude. Chat enhancements. Alright, another error. Oof. Alright, no, not user management. Son of a bitch. Click the wrong thing. Alright, yeah, it's still pissed about those two. So, go manage module. Alright. module management. Get rid of that. We'll get rid of Ripper Hub. DF chat enhancements. Get rid of that. I don't have to get rid of Commander. What? Oh. Okay. So get rid of that. Alright. I think we should be able to fucking build stuff now, at least. I am not looking forward to having to switch over to 13. Like, the only thing I want from 13 is the animated doors. Animated doors? Oh, baby. All I wanted was to get the ability to use my my file browser back. Because for some reason it wasn't working anymore. Alright. So we didn't get an error message this time. That's huge. We're going to go in here. We're going to turn on Daffin. Hey, it went in a little circle around her, I think. Circle, circle. Yeah. Cool. Alright. We open up her sheet. Why are these guys X'd out? What? What? Is she not a human? That's kind of weird. What the fuck is Xing that out? Okay. You shouldn't be Xing out my stuff. That's not very nice. Let's see. I also want to turn back on my compendiums for monsters. So turn back on Battle Zoo Bestiary and Strange and Unusual. And then we'll turn back on Monstrous Beast. Alright. But what would be Xing out her properties and shit? Maybe I just gotta turn Duraco all the way off. Let's see. Turn that off. Alright. Combination. Oh, cards. Complete card management. Alright. And then pop out. People like pop out. Pop out says it's supported. Journal pop out supported. Alright. What are other things that we'd like to use when we play this game that would still work? That's really the big question, isn't it? That would still work. Chris's Compendium of Trade Goods. That's actually a really good one. I want that back. Color settings. Let's see. Maybe we'll learn to live without this shit. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe. PF2E Bestiary Tracker we're gonna leave off. Control click effects. PF2E dailies we should turn back on. And we could do control click effects. I don't think it's gonna mess up. PF2E dying, definitely want that back on. Let's see. Nah, I definitely want PF2E HUD, so we'll sort that shit out. Weapon trade options, workbench. Get that shit back in here. Points of interest teleporter. Probably don't need. That was from Curse of Strahd. Quick doors, quick draw, progress tracker, prime performance. Prime performance is pretty fucking good. Region enchantment, rideable. Alright. Setting extender. Show art. Simple calendar. Simple calendar's not working? Man, small time. Probably don't need smart door. Smart targets though. Simple quest. Tagger? Okay, terrain mapper. Gotta hold off on that. Forge more awesomeness. Tile sort. Okay. Let's keep going. Touch VTT. And I don't even know if mobile is gonna show up. Shit. They left mobile way behind. That's unfortunate. Wow. Accessibility failure. Okay. Lean around corners doesn't work. Oh, baby. That's rough. Alright. Let's see what we get when we restart. But yeah, everything else they are adding I already had as modules, so I don't know why they insist on bricking everything, just add modules as defaults. Yeah, I was talking about this last night. It's like, I could continue to be upset about this Foundry constant update bullshit, or I can leave, because they're never going to change. They're never going to stop being like this. It's like they pride themselves on this bullshit at this point. So, fuck it. Fuck it! Alright. Let's see. We're going to go in here. We're going to go to our pause stuff, and we'll restore that to our previous settings. I thought. No? Alright. Where's our pause stuff at? I think it's under workbench. Custom image for pause. Alright. Get out of here. Look at that. I can navigate my files again. That's the whole reason I fucking upgraded, was because I couldn't do that anymore. I don't... Anyways. UX. We're with this thing. Select. Alright, and then we're gonna put here doomed. Error. Get control buttons is mad. Okay, well. Sorry you feel that way. Oh my god. Guy, I'm just changing out one setting. It's okay. It's fine. Fine, fine, fine. Fine, fine. It's very small. Why is it so small? Configure settings. There's no... You telling me there's no fucking settings to increase the pause size? That must be a Monk's thing. Monk's little details or something. Alright, hold on. Monk's combat details. Monk's little details. I'm sure this won't break anything. Alright, here we go. You know what? I'm gonna turn all these on. You can't take it away from me. Alright, get ready to very quickly read all of the error messages as they flash across the top of the screen. Ridiculous. Alright, I'm watching. Got my eyeballs. Entice with dice so nice. Is unmaintained. It might cause stability issues. Alright. Browser. Dark. Yes. Is that... You gonna make me restart for that too? Or... No. Alright. It's still Xing out... their traits, which I'm not sure why that would be happening. It's very strange. Alright, so let me remove... Alright. Human. What? Why are you crossed out again? So weird. Primal Caster. Sorcerer. Man, that is weird. That's very weird. Alright. Let's go to our game settings again. Maybe? Configure settings? No? I can't open my settings now? I would say that that's pretty bad then, if I can't open my settings. Alright, I can configure controls. I can manage modules. I am not allowed to configure settings. Oh shit, that ain't good. Alright. Fuck. Okay, fine. I'll get rid of it. Okay. Turn off amongst little details. All that shit. Amongst the navigation doesn't seem to be causing issues. I'll turn off entice too, since it's giving me an error message. Alright. Unreal. How is being a paid GM, by the way? Do you feel a lot of pressure to perform? Do character voices have more meaningful choices, etc.? The answer is yes. To all of your questions. Yes to all. Absolutely. I don't know. I'm the kind of person that... I don't know. When it comes to money... I don't like money. I don't like business. I don't like doing smart business stuff. And so like when I am receiving money for something that I do want to do a good job. You know what I mean? Like when I am taking someone else's resources in exchange for services, I want those services to feel like they were worth the money. So there is some pressure there. But I always, even when I run like a free game or a friends and family game, there is still like just wanting to do a good job, you know. As far as like character voices and stuff goes, character voices is actually something I started doing back in 4th edition D&D. I never really went in for it before then, and I wanted to have a character voice for a character I was playing, and so I actually practiced that character voice and then used that character voice, and then I had a lot of fun with that, and so then I decided I would just keep doing character voices. I don't think that doing character voices makes you a good DM. I don't think being a voice actor makes you a good DM. I think that it can be fun to have character voices, but I don't think that it's needed. I'm completely okay with like a narrative game where they're just like, and then the bartender turns to you in a gruff voice that sounds like so much gravel over so much broken glass, says to you, yeah, I heard there's some bandits in the area. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be like, yeah, I heard there's some bandits in the area. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do a character voice for it. If you're being descriptive in your narration, then you don't need to have a character voice. But you just have to work a little bit harder because you have to, like, remind people who's talking because everyone has the same voice, which is your voice. So, how much do I charge per session? It depends. That's the best way I could put it. This game that I'm prepping right now that will be run will not be streamed. I was actually approached by, I guess I'll call them a client. I was approached by a client to run a private game specifically for they and their best friends. And normally I don't do that kind of thing, but the offer was extremely generous, so I'm doing that. My regular rates, I'm in like the upper middle. I'm not charging like Ronald the Rules Lawyer like $40 to $50 a person a session, but ideally I'd like to start charging like $30 per person per session because America's pretty cooked and I need money. So time is money, friend, as the wise goblins of Azeroth will tell you. So, yeah. I don't think anybody should be doing it for less than 15, I'd say. I think you should at least be getting 15. I think 10 is too low. 10 is less than a cheeseburger now. In America, it costs $2.50 for a Snickers bar, a regular sized Snickers bar. So like, I think that you need to charge more than $10 for someone to sit down at your paid game table. But yeah, it's a tricky situation. I don't want to charge so much that the people that I enjoy playing with wouldn't be able to afford to play. It was certainly an offer I could not refuse. Normally, I take applications for games, and then I pick who is in the game. You don't normally buy a seat at my table, but apparently you can buy a seat at my... You can buy 5 seats at my table, apparently. So that answered that question for me. I didn't think that was possible, but it is possible. It is possible. All right, so I just need to get this PF2E HUD thing off of here. Let me check my settings, and then I have a document where I keep, well, at least I had my my VTT settings from before. Let me see. Where did I put my settings? Here we go. Are these just the hotkeys though? Oh, these might just be my hotkeys. Where did I put my Foundry settings? You would think I would just keep them in the same file. Hold on. Alright. Foundry mod settings. Oh, that's a oldie. That's too old. Self-host. Yeah, that didn't work out. Hotkeys. What about mods? Okay. That's the mod list for V12. But I don't think the mod list for V12 has my settings. Oh, it's just fucking blank. Oh, that's cool, bro. Wow. Alright. Damn. Pass me. Okay. So, let's see. Configure settings. And we'll go down to... Well, part of it was I was trying to fix the pause situation. But that's not a thing we could do anything about. Let's see. Homebrew elements, scale token according to size, blah blah blah. That's fine. Image hover. Image hover is not working. So I guess we could just turn image hover off. What about mouse wheel? Macro wheel. Macro wheel is not working because it has to be set up. Fun. Let's see. Momo's token changer. Let's see. Appearance. Does Momo still have a spot on this character? Doesn't look like it. Makes me think Momo's doesn't work anymore either. That's unfortunate. Okay, appearance. Dynamic token ring. Be cool if we turn that off. That'd be fantastic. Token height, token size, randomized wildcard, but there is no room for Momo. So Momo doesn't work either. Damn. Okay. Manage modules. We'll turn off Momo. And we'll turn off... who else are we turning off? I just said it out loud. Oh, image hover. All right, cool. Save those. Restart. Did the stream die? I don't think it died. No, it looks like the stream's still there. Hmm. Oh, weird. Okay. Just add to the list of weird shit going on. Alright. Man. My sad feels about having to get rid of this is huge. Probably don't need two things telling us what their health is. So I guess we could turn off health estimate. So get rid of that. Oh. Gonna be some rough sessions up ahead with all our mods being phased out / we don't know if they're working or not. It's okay, I guess. Let's see. Alright, when I mouse over, it doesn't tell me right away, but then when I hover, that's fine. Configure settings. We're gonna go to macro wheel. We already checked. Combat details. No combat without initiative. Makes sense. Prevent token combat removal. Prevent a token from being removed from combat via the token HUD. Restrict it to the encounter interface only. I don't actually like that. I'm going to turn that off. Order the initiative so that a player's unrolled character is at the top for them. That's nice. Enable placeholders, placeholder initiative, allows placeholder commands to be added to keep track of layer actions. Yeah, that's fantastic. Roll formula to use when determining placeholder initiative. I don't know. Placeholder image, mystery, man. When did placeholders get added as a thing? I hope they haven't always been there. I'll be kind of pissed if they were always there. You mentioned Ron the Rules Layer. I think he is a great teacher and a great rules adjudicator, but from the games I have seen him run, I do not think he is the best GM, at least not for me, because there doesn't seem to be a ton of passion when he is role-playing. It's not like Matt Mercer or other Dimension 20 DMs. Well, I mean, let's... I mean, that's a pretty high bar. I mean, I don't consider myself in the same category as Matt Mercer or what's his name, Brandon Lee Mulligan. I don't know. I don't watch Dimension 20. I've seen a couple of clips. They're pretty funny, but I don't really have time to watch actual plays. I mean, these are industry titans. You know what I mean? Like, that's tough. You know what I mean? That's a tough comparison. I think, I don't know. I think that Ronald is well within his rights to ask $40 to $50 per person per session, because he is a very, 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 very small like celebrity, and he does have a pretty decent fan base, and if those fans are willing to pay for that experience, then go for it, I guess. Plus, the guy is only making money off of YouTube. He does all his legal work for free, and he's trying to live in San Francisco, which is fucking crazy. So yeah, let me cash in, bro. Cash in. I would be curious to watch a couple of his games though, just to see what his style is like. I think that Matt Colville is one of the coolest guys in the whole world, but I don't like his DMing style at all. I think it's too beer and pretzels. It's too casual, like table talk, chatter, hanging out, having fun, you know, with the bros, kind of vibes. Like I like my game to be a bit more focused than what I've heard from Colville. So like, yeah, it's very fascinating to listen to a lot of these content creators as GMs and see that, like, yeah, they understand the craft, they got great advice for the craft, but it might not be your cup of tea when they go to do it. Wow, I wouldn't play one of his campaigns for free. All right, hey, listen, me neither. I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't either. And I haven't even seen one of his games. I just don't have time, and it just wouldn't be that. I don't know. Doesn't seem that appealing to me. All right, let's see. What am I looking for here? Extempore effects is super important. That's fine. We fixed that. Oh yeah, PF2E HUD. That's what I'm here for. All right, so configure the health status. That's perfect. It's like it kept my settings from before. I like that. Alliance button. Shows the alliance disposition button in the different HUD elements. I'd like that to be on. Display modifiers instead of the difficulty value in the different HUD elements. Show highest speed. If no speed was manually selected, the highest one will always be shown by default, even if the land speed isn't 0. Sure. Persistent HUD. Mode of selection for the persistent actor. Token tooltip. Full close on click. When enabled, clicking anywhere on the board will close the HUD entirely. I mean, that's what it does for me. Alright. How do I turn off this bullshit in the bottom, though? I don't want this bullshit in the bottom. I want to keep exploded. On token selection, manual selection. Is this TF2 token HUD down here? Is this what's causing this to happen? This hotbar? Set selected token as persistent actor. Clear hotbar. Clear all macros from your hotbar. Well, I don't want to use the hotbar. Alright. Save changes. I should watch some of your actual plays. I bet they are good. I think they are. So when I was running Mythic Odyssey, I would frequently have to go back and watch Odyssey of the Dragon Lords, which we call Odyssey Prime because it was the first one. And frequently when I'm listening to it, I'm like, God damn, this is fucking good. I mean, we had a great group, and I was extremely passionate about that story and that campaign, that world, those characters. And I could definitely feel that when I'm listening to it, like what it was like, but my memory's really bad. So like when people ask me about the game, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. But listening to the game over again, it's very, very cool. So, let's see. I don't know if that's the one I would recommend. Maybe that might be the best one to listen to. I think that. Yeah, that's probably the best. That's probably the best one to listen to of all the ones that have been streamed. I think that's probably the best one. It's certainly the most. It's certainly the most entertaining to watch as an actual play. It is not a PF2E adventure, actually. It is a 5th edition adventure, but my friend Josh is going to be running it using the Pathfinder Mythic rules, which, in my opinion, is just about the coolest combination you could ever have. Is Odyssey of the Dragon Lords with not Skull and Shackles. So Skull and Shackles is the most fun game I've ever DM'd. And it's the most fun game I've ever been a part of. But I don't know if I would say that it was a good game to watch. I don't know. There's a couple of people that really enjoyed watching it. It's definitely, it was definitely the most fun game to run and be a part of with Skull and Shackles for sure. All right. Let's see if we can get this this thing turned off. All right, we're gonna go here. We're gonna delete that. That didn't get rid of what we needed. All right, right clicking doesn't get rid of it. I'm trying to remember how I disable this thing. Manage modules. Nope. Hotbar. There's nothing. We're gonna go into configure settings. Photosensitivity mode. How do I get rid of the PF2E? It's not under Workbench, is it? Let's see. That's definitely PF2E HUD down there. Okay. So PF2E HUD, please go away. Use modifiers, show highest speed, persistent HUD, exploded. Alright, I'm gonna say disabled. That should get rid of that. And it should still keep the token one. I mean, I guess so. I guess the 3 action economy is freeing. I mean, it's fun. I don't know. I think you have more action economy freedom in 5th edition D&D, really. But I mean, all right. Let's see what we got here. When I select, I still have that. That's great. I don't know why it's not spreading out from the mini, but maybe like the settings aren't working anymore because I don't know. Recall knowledge, society, take cover, armor class. I always forget there's a take cover button on the miniatures. Damn. All right, I think we have enough. An hour and 15 minutes later, I think we have enough working mods that we can get in here and start fucking around. So we need our Burnt Offerings maps. So I have those maps, and the first one is going to be Catacombs of Wrath. All right. So, Catacombs of Wrath. Go. Alright. Background image. What am I looking at here? What the fuck? Okay. Back up. Maps. We're going to do a folder in 7 Dooms Maps called... there we go. Burnt Offerings. Don't forget the dash. I don't know if you still need a dash or not to make Foundry happy, but we'll try to keep that going. Let's see. While I'm grabbing these, I might as well just grab all of them. So we'll grab Glassworks, we'll grab Thistletop, we'll grab Thistletop 2, and we'll grab Thistletop 3. Alright. But for these purposes... Hey, I thought you were grabbing Thistletop 3. What are you doing? Round. Dungeon level 2. There you go. Alright. So we're going to grab Catacombs of Wrath. We're going to save it. And let's head over to it. Well, it seems that Monk's scene controls does not work. That's wonderful. Alright. How does the grid lay out on here? I feel like... Alright. Config... Grid... Grid set to 100. That's cool. Alright. That looks right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, all that nicely lines up. Wow. These are fantastic. Okay. Really well done. Made by Anarchy Maps. Narky Maps. Nice. Good job, Narky Maps. Okay. You guys can go buy them a coffee on coffee.com/Narky Maps. Well, I'm running Stolen Fate right now, but I'm deviating from the book a little bit. Just a little bit. Like a lot. I did run 2 Outlaws of Alcastar games, and I did play in, me and 3 friends, we did play in, Abomination Vaults, and, that was how we learned Pathfinder 2e, and it was quite an experience. It was quite an experience. Alright, let's go ahead and switch for red. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Red grid looks good. Alright, so this does not have any walls. That is because these files were no longer supported, at least the ones on the GitHub. So we will have to add those walls ourselves. That's okay. Alright, let's go. I mean, all we're doing is prepping. We're not like reinventing the wheel here. I do not know what's going on there, but it looks pretty spooky. Alright, bring this up here, over, up. This does look like a pretty fun dungeon. Here. Aw, little skeletons. Just hanging out in there in the cell. Right. I'm very impressed by the quality of this map. This is really good. Alright. Over to here. Oh, we went too far. Let's get rid of the pause too. There we go. Alright. What happens if a player no longer wants to play in your campaign? Can you find a fill pretty fast, or do you just like use their character? Most of my games have a wait list. It really just depends on if the player might be able to come back. I might leave the space open for them to come back. If we're really close to the end of the campaign, it might not make sense to fill their spot. But usually I can find a reason why like a new character would be able to join mid-campaign or whatever. You would be surprised how people are willing to join a campaign that's like already underway. In a way, it's kind of neat. It's like when a cool character joins a show, like when there's already a ton of like seasons of that show. It doesn't mean that they're not going to be a cool character. I think One Piece demonstrates that really well, where they're constantly adding like new characters, and it's always like, damn, that character's really cool. I hope that character sticks around. So I feel like that's kind of the vibe of somebody joining like mid-campaign. Even if it's a real story-heavy campaign, then that's fine. If it's not a story-heavy campaign, then it's real easy to justify them jumping in. There we go. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Trying to think of a game that was difficult to fill. You know what? A game I did have that was hard to fill was Ghost of Saltmarsh. I ran two campaigns, one in the morning on a Sunday and one at night on a Sunday. So we had Saltmarsh Sun and Saltmarsh Moon, and Saltmarsh Sun, we just could not get a fifth player. Fifth player? Let me see. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had 5 players. That was at a time when I was like into running six people in a party, which I'm not really into anymore, even though I'm doing it in 2 of my games. But like, yeah, we could never find like a 6th person for Saltmarsh Sun. Let's see. Dude, that is rad. Little circle of skulls in the middle of a swimming pool. Good stuff. I wouldn't want to run a game for a player that didn't want to be there. That's just poison. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I would never like want to guilt a person into staying into a game. I think the closest I came to guilting a person into staying in a game, this is really putting it out there, is my friend Leah is in Stolen Fate, and they were just not into it. Like, they were in a part that just felt like endless combat. We had like back-to-back fights and boss fights, and it was just grinding. And you know, they were just like, listen, I'm not here for endless combat. I'm here for, you know, like weird role-playing adventures and shit like that. And I'm like, I completely understand. And then I went and talked to like the whole group about it, and you know, and I told Leah, I was like, listen, I've talked to everybody about it. A lot of people feel the same way. I understand you play in a lot of games, you run a lot of games, your time is important to you. If you do want to leave, that's cool, but I'm telling you right now, if you give me a couple more sessions, I think you're going to see what I'm trying to do with this campaign, and you're going to start having a really good time. So that was like the closest I ever came to like trying to convince somebody like, no, don't quit. And it wasn't even that, you know, I didn't want them to quit because I wouldn't be able to find a replacement. It was like, I felt like they were really going to enjoy it once we got through the bullshit, like, endless combat loop that we had sort of gotten ourselves into. And I think I was right. I think they are enjoying themselves a lot now. So that worked out really well. In other campaigns, I've had players just say, hey, this isn't for me. And I'm like, I agree. Firm handshake. Get out of here. And then I have had sometimes where I've had to ask people to leave games, and that's very hard to do. People online, especially on Reddit, they make it sound really easy to just be like, yeah, you're just not a good fit, bro. Get out of here. But it's a lot harder to tell somebody that, you know, they're not a good fit for the group. They should go somewhere else. You don't care where they go, but they can't stay here. Like, that's a hard thing to do, in my opinion. I would say it's never gotten any easier to tell people like, hey, you're just not the right fit for this group. Do I ever get tempted by players, like if they tip you? Well, first of all, I don't ask for tips, and I certainly don't want tips. I hate tipping culture a lot. I think tipping culture is basically America never got over losing slaves. And so they love the idea of tipping because it lets rich people feel like they have control over poor people. So I think tipping is fucking garbage. That's why you don't see like a donation button or link on any of my stuff, because I think people should just be paid fairly for what they're doing. Have I received tips anonymously, which is to say, like, not making a big deal about it? Sure. Have I posted up my wish list, like, for, you know, TTRPG supplies on, you know, International GMs Day? Absolutely. But I think anybody that knows me and has played, played in my games knows that you could not bribe me with money to treat your character any different than I normally would. So, like, for example, I have one sponsor because all my other sponsors were like, we really like your bold honesty and your really tough love approach to, like, saying how you feel about a product and this and that. And then when I was like, okay, cool. And then I review a product and I'm like, this is terrible. They're like, yeah, we're going to have to discontinue our business relationship. So yeah, I've never been tempted by a bribe to do anything nice for anybody. Yeah. All right. I think these are doors down here. I'm gonna pretend they are. There we go. Most PF2E players I've met love the combat in the system, plus combat leads to really fast leveling up. Yeah, so about that, my community, we used to just play 5e, just a lot of 5e. We played so much 5e that I feel like we just couldn't play any more 5e. And then there was like, we were looking for other things to do, Cyberpunk, Vampire the Masquerade, stuff like that. And then a lot of people told me that all of my house rules for 5e were basically just things that you had normally in Pathfinder 2. And so we were like, okay, yeah, let's try Pathfinder 2 or whatever. Then there was the OGL nonsense, and then Hasbro started just falling apart and making all the wrong choices and all that. And so we were like, damn, I guess we made the right choice of getting out while the getting's good, I guess. But I don't know if, yeah, I don't know if my players enjoy Pathfinder so much as just continuing to play the game together. And with me, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's fun. There's a lot of cool things about it, for sure. As a Final Fantasy Tactics turn-based, grid-based, tactical RPG video game enjoyer, I'm certainly a fan of Pathfinder 2E's combat system. As a person that thought 4th edition D&D was one of the greatest things to ever be invented ever, I'm a big fan of Pathfinder 2. And as somebody that basically turned his 5th edition game into Pathfinder 2 by making up a bunch of house rules, I'm a big fan of Pathfinder 2. But I don't know if I'd want to do combat every session nonstop. I mean, I don't know. I like the role-playing, the exploration, the lore, interacting with, like, the NPCs, you know, like, I still like the core, like, I guess, RPG elements of the game more than I like the combat of the game. So, even with the combat focus, there are aspects of a character, both roleplay and mechanics-wise, that don't get to shine if all you do is combat. Yeah, exactly. Like, if all you want to do is combat in your game, that is completely fine. I know there's like a lot of groups that it's just about like make big number, take that monster, eat my big dick critical hit, like, and that's cool. Like, that is a way to play the game. I think I'm well past that. Some of the boss fights that I ran in 5e, I just don't know if it's ever gonna come close to that again, or if I ever really want to get close to that again. You know, like when you run Tiamat with a 6-page stat block, when you run a final boss that needs a spreadsheet to keep track of all the things it could do, it's just like, it's cool, but like it's also like, eh. But we'll see. I'm still kind of getting the hang of running good combats in Pathfinder. I feel like Pathfinder is mostly just for the players to feel strong. Like, I don't know about the GM side of it. Like, I guess so. I guess the GM has some good shit going for him too. Yeah. Even after, what, 2 years? Is that how long we've been doing it? 2 years of Pathfinder 2e? I still don't feel like it's my game. Yeah. But it is a fun game. And it's certainly a well-made game. So, there is that. I used to have this mod where the joints would like be magnetized to each other. Like when you're doing 3D modeling, the wall joints would be magnetized. It was so nice. Alright, let's start grabbing doors. Door. Door? Oh, that's a lot of doors in there. Door. No door. Oh, door. Alright, we'll go door. Door is locked. Door sound effect. Oh wow. This must be what it was all about. This is what we sacrificed everything for. Shit. Sandy door. Wooden door. Heavy door. Creaky door. Okay. Animation type. Wow. Swing. Alright. Apply. That's a lot of doors locking at once. I mean, they weren't in a grindy dungeon. I just had them, like, doing too many fights back to back. Like, more fights than they felt comfortable with. I actually love dungeons. I think dungeons are great. Let's see. I'm really excited for this campaign just because this campaign has so many dungeons. Alright. I don't know if these are all the same kind of door or not. They kind of look like gates a little bit. Let's see. Door sound effect. Metal. Animation type. Swing. Alright. That is just a sound. Alright. So what does that look like when the door opens? I thought these doors were animated. Am I missing something here? Okay. Let's see. Open. It sure as fuck looks like the door is just in one place. Ascend, descend, slide, swing. What does ascend mean? I feel like ascend means what? The door goes up, and then descend means the door goes down. Yeah, I'm not seeing any actual animation here. Weird. Alright. So that's settled. Let's see. Go ahead and put some blood lighting. Nope. Alright, go there. Go to fairy light. Nope. Ghost light. There we go. Oh, I must have my settings turned hella low, because I can't enjoy the fine animated lights. That's okay. Alright. Dark green? Yeah. I wonder if potato or not is working. Let's see. Potato. Potato does not even show up as a possible mod anymore. That's how gone shitty potato is. You may have to put a character token in it. Oh, okay. Yeah, the monster design. Monster design can be pretty. Oh wow, there's a lot going on in chat. Yeah, the monster design can be pretty lackluster in Pathfinder 2e. I make a lot of my own monsters for that reason, especially the bigger capstone ones. I actually really like the monster design. They usually have a good way to express themselves. I do occasionally spice them up as well, but I find you can very easily over-design a creature to the point it becomes cumbersome to run, combat fast and efficient, especially when I often run multiple creatures at the same time. Yeah. I have like returned to basics. Like I'm trying to run things as they are, but I do like to kind of pimp out a boss a little bit, make it more thematic to what we're doing. All right. So this dungeon is, I don't want to say done, but put that in there. All right, a little statue right here. We could do one of these. There we go. Cool. Got a hole in the ground there. Wonder where that goes. I'm worried that this is an elevated area, which is fine, but like it would have been nice to have it as like a levels thing, or even just as a roof thing. But I don't really want to put in I don't really want to put in the work to make that happen. So it might just have to stay as is. I'm also curious where these stairs are going. Unless this is all a part of Thistletop. It could all be a part of Thistletop. Alright. Let's add the next one we're gonna do. We're gonna do the Glassworks. Alright. Alright, so Glassworks, go. Save. Alright, let's view scene. Ooh, we got a little basement there. Okay, wait, so the Glassworks leads to the catacombs. Does that lead to the other thing? Like, is this just one big ass fucking dungeon and that's the whole adventure? Maybe. Alright, let's see. Config, we're gonna go to grid. For Glassworks, we're gonna go to grid. Okay, and then I'm gonna make the grid maybe like a slime color. No, we'll make it a white. There we go. I want to be able to see what's going on. That is rough. Okay. Diagonal map. What a bold move. What a very bold move to make a damn. Okay. Yeah, that works. Alright. Do you not use the maps given you by Paizo? This is for Burnt Offerings, which is a first edition adventure. So I don't think they have a Foundry version of this map. But normally, yes. But I'm running Burnt Offerings, and then from Burnt Offerings, we're gonna run 7 Dooms for Sandpoint. So we just have to. It's just like what, 5 maps that we have to set up. That's not too bad. And then everything else should be provided by the paid module. There we go. Go over here. And really, for free maps created by like Fan, like this is fantastic. Like this guy must really love Rise of the Rune Lords, because they just did such a great job with these maps of making it match the Pathfinder 2 module style. I think it's really good. All right, what do we got here? Door, 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 and door. All right, you are door. You are locked. Always better to default your doors to locked. And then allegedly you swing open. All right. So let's see. Got this. We're gonna trap this inside a box. Seems like the most responsible thing to do. Okay. There we go. All right, and then I guess we'll box this one into. So do a snap to grid so we can go faster. There we go. Oh, my bad. I thought it was 7 Dooms Sandpoint Prep. It is 7 Dooms for Sandpoint Prep. In the adventure for 7 Dooms for Sandpoint, it says you could run Burnt Offerings and then have a 17-year time skip before you start the adventure. So that's what we're doing. I don't know how many people actually saw that in the adventure and were like, that's a great idea. I would love to do that. But I did. I actually gave the players a choice. I was like, I'll run Rusthenge for you, or we can do it this way. And they actually voted for this. So that's what we're going to do. All right. So technically these buildings, this house, probably shouldn't be terrain, but that works. Let's see. All right. So Glassworks, I noticed there's a staircase over here. That staircase leads to here, and then that leads to the other area. Nice. Okay. I am not excited at all about the decision for this to be a diagonal map. It's kind of crazy. That's okay though. Let's see. All right. But since I'm running Burnt Offerings before 7 Dooms, I need to actually have Burnt Offerings, all of it ready to go before the start of the campaign, which is in a couple of weeks. So I wasn't able to find an actual, like, functional JSON file or module of this conversion, but I was able to find like the different pieces of it, and so I feel like that's better than nothing. So that's what I'm working with. Ooh, what's happening in here? That's pretty cool. I'm assuming those are doors that lead to some kind of furnace situation with some lava. Oh, that's fun. Oh shit! There's a lot of lava in the wall there. Okay. This is for you to sacrifice your familiar in, I guess. So there is a really nice mod that when you go to do walls, you can actually just like click the wall and it will add either a wall segment or a door, which I think is phenomenal. All right, let's go there. Cool. Up here. There's a lot of dead people. That's a lot of dead people at this place. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that these Lamashtu people, they're not good guys. They're up to some bad stuff. Alright. There we go. No, that's not the one we want. From here. Cool, cool, cool. Drag that in. Ooh. Alright, go over here. Did not realize that this was a door situation. That's a shame. Alright, so bring that to here. think that'll work. I don't know how, with this being essentially lava, anybody would go into these passages, but I will honor the original map maker's intent, which I think was that into these tunnels. Why else would they take the time to put them on the map? Alright, bring this down here. Here we go. Man, diagonal maps. Oof. Oof. Okay. You gotta go here, get some doors going. Do like this. There we go. I definitely think there's going to be cracks in the walls. Anytime you have to work with a crooked map like this, you're going to end up with joints that are just not connecting properly. Look at that narrow ass door. Hell yeah. Alright. Bring this down here. What types of players do you find most often that are players? Are payers? Oh, for example, min-maxers, power gamers. I mean, everybody wants to play. So there's as many, like, every type of player, there is a paid DM or there's a paid group for that type of player. I firmly believe that. I used to wonder that same thing, like what kind of people are looking to play or pay to play Dungeons and Dragons or pay to play TTRPGs. But with pandemic and you know, everyone being trapped in their houses and desperate for an escape, and a lot of the play switching from in-person to online, I do think that it normalized paid DMing and being in a paid group a lot, and that sort of like opened it up to, you know, just about everybody. I would say that before pandemic, it was people that were just too busy to get a group together on their own. Or it was people that really wanted to play the game. You know what I mean? Like, they didn't want to get together and have beer and pretzels and shoot the shit and reminisce about high school and, you know, talk about their jobs. They wanted to get together with other people and play tabletop. So that's more of the common denominator, I think, with paid players, is just they're people that take the hobby a lot more serious, because, I mean, they're paying for it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it means enough to them that they're willing to pay for it. So, yeah, that's more of the unifying trait, I think, of paid players. I will say that I prefer running a paid game to running a free game, even for friends and family, just because I also, when I sit down at the table, want to play the game. Like, I don't want to make friends. I don't want to, you know, like, hear about your day. I don't want to, like, talk about work. I don't want to talk about Christmas. You know, I want to play the game that we all agree that we're going to play. So I find the paid game environment to be infinitely preferable to a free game, a friends and family game, any of that kind of stuff. don't get me wrong, a friends and family game can be a lot of fun, but it's a different kind of experience than what I would want to spend my time doing on the regular. Like, when I'm a player, I'm almost always going to join a paid game because I just think that everybody involved is, I don't know, more invested and takes it a bit more serious. Let's see. I am definitely not a fan of this map. I should have just rotated the map in Photoshop. Oh well. We're already like almost done, so we'll just finish it. It is a shame about all these cracks in the walls, but yeah. Alright, bring that here. And there. Alright. Bring this over here. There's a lot going on with this dungeon, holy shit. I think this is where you confront Tetsuo, and then he just beats the ever-living shit out of you. This will be my second monk boss, I guess, this year, because we added a monk to Kingmaker. Alright, is that... Boy, I really hope it is. Is that all of the walls? Yes. Okay. Alright, door... door... God, that's a lot of doors. Door... Hey, do like it when they include a bathroom on the map. Door. Oops. Oh shit, we just completely forgot that whole section. That's okay. Those are all stone doors anyways. Alright, so... Can't believe I have to consider the type of door moving forward. It's kind of cool though. Alright, wooden door, heavy, swing. Ah! Alright. We're gonna head over here. And... we missed some doors. It's okay. I also keep trying to click in the top left corner, but they lowered the controls to be mid-screen now, like centered on mid-screen. Alright. Bring that over. Bring that down. Okay. Cool. Door. Alright. And let's see. Door save. Door locked. Heavy wooden. Swing. Door animation. Ah, so I guess there's more to the door animation. It says reversed, door texture. Maybe we have to enable door animations in the settings. That's got me kind of curious. Configure settings. Door. No? Pan to speaker, scrolling text. So I'm noticing that disable mouse sliders is not working either. So I guess that mod is dead, which really sucks because that's a good accessibility feature. Damn. Where would they have the settings for doors? Configure prototype token overrides. Ring enabled. That's nice. Finally. Oh my god. Okay. Cool. Don't know if that's actually going to stick, but that's pretty good. Probably not for stuff you import. Dice rolling, configure art. Yeah. Where would they put the doors? Performance mode. High? Automatic token rotation. When able, tokens automatically rotate to the direction of movement. Token drag vision. Token vision animation. Animate token vision and light changes during token movement animations. Signals for performance. Light source animation. Allow light source animations. Oh. Okay. Show tooltips. Animate rolls. Grid diagonals. Grid based. Why we're not getting the actual door animations, but we're seeing the settings for them. I'm very curious about that. I have to keep an eye out for when mods become available, so we can turn them back on. Ooh, no, we don't want to activate. Fuck. We want to do activate. We want to do view scene. There we go. All right. So shit. Are there more doors we missed? There's one. Where else are there doors? There's another door we missed. Jesus. And I didn't draw that door. Damn. Okay. For such a compact building, there was a lot to keep track of here. Alright. So that's a wood door, and a wood door. Okay. Door locked. Heavy wood. Animation. Swing. Okay. Flip door texture. Maybe it's tied up in assigning a texture to the door. I don't know. Alright, stone door, stone door. What else we got? Let's see. Stone door and stone door. Alright, door save. Door locked. Stone. And animation type. Swing. Oof, that's a terrible sound. Alright, here's some external doors. Alright, and then we got sliding panels. So you and here and here. Ooh, there are a lot of them. Okay. I think that's all of them. Right. So those are gonna be doors, locked, metal, industrial. Alright. And they are sliding. Okay. Cool. Alright, and then we need windows. Okay. A lot of windows. That is one of my favorite parts of a dungeon that's above ground, is they have windows. So, I mean, technically, you could just walk the perimeter and look in the windows, see everything that you need to see for the dungeon. it makes for like a really weird, I don't know, situation, I guess. Let's see. I do wish that window was one of the door types. That would be fucking great. Somehow they're still getting beat by Roll20 with that one, which is very strange. Proximity threshold. The distance that perception can penetrate this wall is adaptive relative to the observer's proximity and the activation threshold. Oh, okay. Do we know what the activation threshold is? Probably not. Limited movement, none. Sight, proximity. Okay. We'll say within 15 feet. Alright, and sound will be limited. Alright. Ooh, this could be proximity too? Oh, that's cool. Alright. Let's see. Proximity, say 60 feet. Alright. Cool. Very cool. Alright, and then we missed these external doors here. Door save. Door locked. Wood heavy. Swing. Okay. Window. Well, actually, let's test this out. Actor. Shayla's vendor. Vision. You got vision. Update. Alright. So when you get close, nice. You can peer in the window. Hey, wait a minute. You're not supposed to be able to move through the window. Alright, that's on me. I must have chosen none. Let's see. That's exactly what I did. Another cool feature, and I don't want anyone to tell Tropos this because I don't want them to update Foundry anymore, would be if you could copy the settings from a joint and then just paste them onto another joint. That'd be fucking awesome. Alright, so let's see. So Shaylis is walking around. She can't see inside until she gets close. Then she can peek in and see what's going on. Love that. Alright, very cool. So let's go back to the walls, finish up these windows. We'll do the same settings for these. If I find out when we are reading over this section of the adventure that these windows have shutters or curtains, we will adjust as we are prepping. This is just a broad pass so that we have something to work with. Alright, that is the remainder of the windows. So light is proximity 60 feet. Sight is proximity 15 feet. Sound is limited. And apply. Awesome. Okay. Very cool. Alright. So we have this map lit. We could do teleporter on the stairs, I guess. So that'd be region. And let's see. Maybe like this. Alright. And then we want the other part of the region to be over here. I'm actually going to make it go slightly up to get more room. There we go. Okay, so this region is going to be stairs, and then the color can stay the same. That's fine. All right, we're gonna save, and then we're gonna go to behavior, and it's gonna be a teleport token. All right. Isn't it teleport? We're just going from one to the other? Oh. Damn. Yeah, alright, hold on. What a pain in the ass. Okay. So, where's the eraser? Clear region? I don't want to clear all of them. Alright. That would delete the whole region, I think. I just want to get rid of that one. I'm trying to remember. Create whole. There we go. No? When active, any shape you draw on a region will make a hole. There we go. Nope, that just moved everything. Alright. Alright, fine. I will delete you and start over. It's been a little bit. Alright, here we go. So, draw. Okay, stairs down. Save. Alright. And then this over here. Alright, where did my fucking shape go? Alright, let's try again. Okay. So this is gonna be stairs up. Okay. Save. Alright, behaviors and behaviors. Okay, it's going to be teleport token and teleport token. Create and create. Alright, so we want to go from here to here. Alright. Allow player to confirm. It's fine. Save, save, update, 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 update. Alright. Where's test dummy Shayla? Shayless. Alright. Shayless, get in here. Oh my god. Is this because of pathfinding? Let me see. Why won't you go through the wall, Shayless? Unrestrained movement. Oh, we have to turn on unrestrained movement to get you to go through a wall? Okay. That feels new. Okay. Alright, so you most certainly did not teleport. I wonder if you can't reach it? Is that the problem? Nope. It's just not set up properly. I don't actually see the regions, so I don't know if it like kept them or not. Doesn't look like it kept the regions. Alright, I don't want to fuck around with regions anymore. We'll come back to them later. I'll put that on the to-do list. Alright, other things we could do for this map. We could add lava lights. So go in here, do that, turn up the color intensity, go here and do swirling fog, update. Alright. Very cool, very cool. Yeah. Alright. I like that. That's good. So when they open up these doors, if they open up these doors, they're going to get that kind of blasted, like lava sort of look going. As far as the other lights go, I guess we'll just wait for the adventure to explain the lighting situation. And then I don't know why regions isn't working, because what we would do over here is probably apply a region of darkness down in the basement, since it definitely looks like there's no lighting down there. Alright, that's cool. So that map's done. Poof. Alright, so Catacombs of Wrath, Glassworks. Alright, that brings us to Thistle Top Ground. So I'm assuming that's ground floor. Alright, go ahead and add it. Thistle Top Ground floor. And create scene. Alright, go in here. Grab this top ground. Alright. Ooh, before I leave this map, let me get rid of Shayless. Let's go ahead and do Clear Fog of War, and then turn off fog exploration. There we go. Alright, config. I wish there was a script I could run that turned fog exploration off on like every map, because I hate fog exploration so much. Alright. Config. It just feels very video game to me in a game that I feel like shouldn't be a video game. I don't know. Alright, what do we got going on here? Thistle Top, ground level. Boy, you just got your watermark like right across there. Okay. Oh, I see. This is supposed to be like the roof over that shit down there. Okay. Less tacky, I guess. Alright, so I'm gonna trust by now that they're doing the grids right. So we're gonna take this and we're just gonna put a big box around the whole map, and then put a big box right there. But what we can do is we can go into Photoshop with this, just isolate the roof and the towers, and then just have it as a roof layer. So let's see. Beautiful. All right. So we're gonna go here and there we go. Okay. We will move the background, and we just need the roof bits. Oops. So we'll go like this. There we go. Oof. There we go. And then we'll get this part. I know levels is not a standard part of like Foundry, and so nobody really sells like prefab maps with levels, but damn, it would be really cool if they did. Like, imagine if Heroic Maps included a levels map for all 14 floors of their Castle Ravenloft map. That'd be so cool. Alright, so we got that. So what we could do is go here, do a select, feather select. We'll do like 3 pixels. And there. That'll just make it a little bit fuzzier on the edges there. Cool. Oh, that's a little too much. Alright. I like it. Okay, save out. This will be Thistletop Ground Roof. WebP. Completely fine. Alright. So, if we're just adding it as a roof tile, we shouldn't need to fuck around with levels. I don't think. So, foreground layer on. Let's go in here. Grab that roof. Drag it out. Alright. And I believe this roof goes right there. Perfecto. If I had to guess, given the basic bitch nature of it, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is this roof supposed to cover the whole building? Oh my god. Okay. Fun. Let's see. What can I do about that? Without being super lazy. Nah, I'd have to be super lazy. Because it would just be like fucking wood planks, right? Over like the rest of it. See, I thought it was like a partial roof situation. But I'm pretty sure it's supposed to have a roof like everywhere else. Man. Alright, hold on. Let's see, what can we do about this? Alright, we're gonna do this and like this and like this, like this. Alright, so this is gonna be roof patch. Alright, let's head back in. Tile, foreground layer, bring out this roof patch. The audacity. Alright. So, I guess I just have to fucking put a patch down everywhere that I need to cover the roof. Man, that blows. Alright. And let's see. Like that. Cool. And right here. Over the edge. Alright. is so great. It actually doesn't look too bad. Alright. What height are you at? 20? 20-foot high roof is pretty high. We'll find out probably in the adventure that's only got like a 10-foot high roof or some shit. That's okay. Alright. I'm into it. So, the one thing that I'm not into is I want to be able, as the GM, to like see through it pretty easily. So, let's check the settings here. Overhead, dimensions, elevation, tile sort. It doesn't seem to give me any options to not have to like mouse over it to make it go away. Blech, that's okay. Alright. What is this? That looks fucking terrible. Okay. I'm gonna assume that the way this is written is these are thick brambles that make like a fucking maze or something. And that's cool. I'm into that. And then you can go down into the water, which is also cool. So let's see. Config. Let's go ahead and set background elevation at negative, I don't know, 100. All right. So that should allow you to go down onto the beach. I don't know if there's like a fucking cave down here. That looks kind of cool too. Alright, so we're going to grab this right here. And oh, we're still on that. There we go. And we'll go around like this. And now that we enabled the negative elevation, oh shit, it's 10 o'clock. I promised the wife that I would hard stop at 10 so that we could watch a show together. Alright, so what I'm going to do is just finish this wall. There we go. And then the height on this wall, it's going to have a top of 0 and then a bottom of infinity. So that means that if Shayless was down on the beach, which we'll say is a height, I don't know, negative 20, she can't see up. Yeah, cool. Alright, so that works. Alternatively, we could set the water level and everything at 0 and then set this area like higher up, but I think it'll be easier. I think less people are going to be down than they are going to be up. Alright, we made a lot of progress this week. I'm feeling pretty good about it. Obviously, I'm going to have to do some prep off stream if we're going to be done in time for the start of the campaign. But 2.5 out of 5 maps are walled and lit. We spent an hour and 15, maybe an hour and 30 minutes getting onto Foundry 13. I think we have enough mods to function, which is good. And then, you know, we'll just tweak things as we go. And yeah, I'll be back Thursday night to prep and run Skyhaven. And Sunday I'll be here for Kingmaker. Monday we got Stolen Fate, and Tuesday we'll be back here. I hope everybody has a good evening, and I'll see you next time.